Hey there, welcome back. Till now, we have only been talking about canvas, right? And how to draw this and that in the canvas. Now, in this video, I want all of you to just forget about the canvas for a moment and let's focus into JavaScript objects because when we'll be building those games, the snake game or the breakout game, then these objects are going to come into play a lot and you need to have a clear understanding of JavaScript objects. So for that, let me just create a new file. Let me initialize this HTML file. And we are not going to have anything in the body specifically because there is no canvas. We don't need any canvas for learning JavaScript objects. So straight going to initialize the script. Okay, now coming to the point, what is an object? Now, an object is any real world entity, so you are an object, I am an object, the cat outside your house is an object, a car is an object, right? So an object is any real world entity which has some properties, right? So if I talk about car, for example, so a car is an object, right? And what are the attributes a car possesses? A car has a speed, a car has say number of seats, it has a height or a width or mileage and so on. There are many different properties that a car possesses. So along with those properties, a car is an object. And this same intuition goes into JavaScript as well. JavaScript objects are variables with different properties. So let's just see how we can define an object in JavaScript. So taking the example of car, let's define a car object. So var means variable. So car is a variable and it's an object. With this open and close braces, I just define an object and a semicolon to end that object. So now let's write some properties of that object. So now let's see how we can print those objects, right? So how to access the different properties of a particular object, right? So here car is an object and I need to access the different properties of car, right? So here I'm going to use a method called console.log and I'll simply print car. So you might be wondering, what is console.log? Well, the browser these days, whether it's Google Chrome or Firefox or Safari, all of them provide a console. That console is like a interpreter of JavaScript. So if I just open this file right now, you'd be able to see that. So here is my file, right? It has no canvas right now. Now to open the console in Google Chrome, you need to type in Control-Shift-I, or you can just right click and click on inspect element. It's already showing Control-Shift-I, and for Firefox I think it's Control-Shift-J. So I am inspecting and it's directly opening the console. So you see over here we have console.log car, right? So because of that script, this object is displayed over here. So there is the height of the car, number of seats of the car, the speed of the car, and it is of type object, right? So this is why you need to use this console.log statements, because whenever there is some kind of an error in your code and you just can't figure out that why that error, what is causing that error, then you can use these simple statements and go to the console and even check out whether there's some problem. And even when there is an error in your JavaScript, like a syntax error, if you open console, then that console will even point you to that error. It will also give you a specific line number where that error has occurred and so on. So let's just see how we can access the different properties of the car object. So here what I'm doing is I'm printing the speed of the car. So this is how I access an attribute of the car object. I write the object name, I put a dot, and then the attribute name, which is speed over here. So now if I refresh this page, I see this, right? Speed 300. Now similarly, you can print out all the different attributes of the car as well. Now this one is the height, I guess. So this is it. Now if I refresh this page, I'll see all the different attributes of the car object. Now these things we are going to need a lot. We won't really need the console a lot, but we would have to access the different properties of an object when building the games and all that. So that's it. That's all about the JavaScript objects that you need to know for building games. And in the next video, we will just try to draw an object. So we'll be having a object like a square, and we'll try to draw the square based on the attributes of the square. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.